And I said no.
Is it another thing? Yeah, I'm picking all the ones you said no to. Right?
Apparently, yeah, if I say no, it's a chance that it's going to be successful. Okay. I said yes to Hackers immediately.
Okay.
But I thought when I saw, you know, the character, I just thought, ooh, that's, you know, she's all... And then they said, you get all this, you have to train for hours and hours on end the day in the British military and weapons, and then we're going to travel to Cambodia and Iceland, and it sounded like one of the greatest adventures anybody could have in life. And
was it?
It was a great adventure, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You got hurt doing it, didn't you?
Once.
Oh, just the once.
No, but I mean, considering all the stunts I did, it was only once did I end up in one of your hospitals here.
Best in the world, Angelina. Fantastic, you know, wonderful National Health Service. I think there's a tension in your career between, I think, the really solid work and the work which is clearly not for me, which is for the teen audience. The
thing about a Tomb Raider is it may not ever, you know, you may have every review could be bad and, you know, awards are a joke with that kind of a movie. However, I can go to the middle of the smallest part of China, Africa, Asia, and little kids will be excited to see me because they know that reference.
Despite the violent nature of the Tomb Raider franchise, Angelina's experiences filming it in Cambodia led her to humanitarian projects.
How old is he?
Her journey to motherhood and becoming a UNHCR ambassador was a factor in choosing her next film. A Mighty Heart tackles the real-life kidnapping of American journalist Daniel Pearl.
Police in Pakistan have been searching graveyards in Karachi following reports that the kidnappers of an American journalist may have
New York
killed him.
officers, staff know there can be no bargaining with the hostage takers. A deal.
In Pakistan, the latest deadline from the kidnappers of the American journalist Daniel Pearl has been reached.
We're doing everything we can to try to locate him and rescue him.
As with Gia and Girl Interrupted, Jolie plays a real person in A Mighty Heart. I believed so completely in her portrayal of Marianne Pearl that I forgot that I was watching Angelina Jolie.
I haven't slept for 6 days, if that's what you're asking.
I haven't slept for 6 days, if that's what you're asking.
It was probably the hardest to do because I had gotten to know her a bit as a friend. Our kids are friends. And then certainly I admire her so much as a woman and how she handled that situation. I think considering so much of going on in the world, with the still continuing threat of terrorism, this woman who kind of went through the worst of it still has this tolerance and this understanding.
They're going to release him, okay? I mean, no one would ever want to hurt Danny.
Backed by Brad Pitt's production company Plan B, A Mighty Heart saw Jolie take control of her career and get back to the more challenging, serious roles in which she excels.
You see that? He's smiling. He has a gun to his head, and he's smiling, and he's telling me he's okay.
There are two scenes in that are particularly striking. One of them, of course, is the scene when she breaks down, which is kind of, you know, it's done away from our sort of prying eyes to some extent. But the other is just a tiny moment when Marianne is asked on camera if she had a message for Danny, what would it be? She said, "Oh, you know, I love you." And she says it in this. What is it about the way in which you deliver that line?
I delivered it the way she did.
I love you.
Yep. Okay.
So it wasn't me.
And what is it about the way that she said it in that case? Because it's like it's the most. She says like it's the most obvious thing on earth. Have you got a message for him? Oh, I love you.
Yeah, she says it because she. It's just so full of genuine love.
If you could say one thing to your husband now, what would you tell him?
I love you.
And what is it about Michael Winterbottom that he enabled you to get that performance? Because, I mean, obviously it's a close thing between, you know, the actor and the director. What is it with him that enabled him to get that?
Michael has this extraordinary way of... he shoots everything.
Yeah.
Everything. If you're going pee, he might be shooting outside the door and watching.
He is shooting outside the door now.
He probably is. He's still...
Yeah.
The idea was just to shoot it very, shoot it chronologically, kind of shoot it very simply. Don't have all this paraphernalia that you have here. It was like much kind of smaller kind of set than your set is here, and to really allow the actors to improvise around the story.
He would literally. We didn't have trailers or anything, so we lived in the house together.
Yeah.
So if Archie and I wanted to go somewhere, we'd lay down and we'd be in her bedroom and we'd lay down and take a nap. He might be filming it and it would be our characters taking a nap. Very quickly, I'd suddenly start speaking with an accent, and so would she. Suddenly notice. But because he did this, he forced you to just stay in character constantly.
Hello? Hello? Yes.
Who's Spanish when they're speaking Urdu? I don't know.
Hello? मैं आपसे बात करवाती हूँ, लेकिन उनको उर्दू नहीं आती. ठीक है?
Whatever you want.
No, he just hung up on me.
You're not aware you're really working on a movie. You're not having a kind of social relationship with everybody or working around you, and then you're making a movie. You kind of just you're there and you're busy. You're working. It's all about the project. So, for example, the night that we had to do on the porch, I would find out that he was dead.
Yeah.
Marianne. I'm sorry. Danny didn't make it.
I think it was the sort of thing that everyone had been slightly dreading. There was a kind of, the kind of crucial moment in the way of the film.
We didn't talk about anything. We never talked about the reaction to it or what it was going to be. No, there was never any rehearsal for how things were going to be. It was just we had this deal that if I closed the door, it meant don't follow me in, and if I opened the door, it meant come in and we're on.
And we did one long take. I can't remember how long it was, but it was a long take, and she was amazing. She was incredibly powerful. It was really, really strong. Without discussing it, really, the first time she did it, it was just, wow, okay, that's how it should be. Angelina's performance, as an actor, was a great performance. But I think also meeting the two of them together, if you saw them together now, but certainly for me, seeing them together the first time, they are quite similar people. There was a lot of stuff that was probably close to Angelina's experience, and close to Angelina's character that she could completely legitimately use to portray Marianne.
I see Angelina Jolie as two very separate entities. There's the version of her that exists in the press, the celebrity action heroine, the circus that is Brangelina, and then there's the serious actress. She's great when she takes on troubled roles grounded in reality which mirror aspects of her own life. But is the manufactured cult of Angelina, the tabloid brand, in danger of overshadowing the serious actress?
The only way to never have your personal life or your ever distract anyone from your work would be to not become a star.
There's certain things you can't control and manipulate. I mean, you can try. A lot of people do that. So you just, after a while, you just have to let things unfold.
Brad and Angelina are probably two of the most famous people in the world, so obviously that brings quite a lot of baggage to any performance. Yeah, but I think Angelina's a great actor, and she was certainly in the case of working with her, when you're working with her, you completely forget all that.
Do you feel ever that being Angelina Jolie out there in public, is there a wrestling match between that and the work? Does it get in the way?
No, you just don't let it. I'm fortunate in that, the person I live with has the exact same lifestyle.
Who do you live with? I mean, it's like when all that tabloid stuff is happening, do you ever feel that what you want to say, look, I'm a serious actor, I have all this, serious awards? Because I think that occasionally, I think occasionally that stuff gets overlooked.
I've never found that, because I feel that anybody that gets to know me immediately knows that I, have a strong work ethic, and I just don't live that way. So I don't carry that with me. And so no, I don't.
Okay. Well, look, congratulations on Changeling. Congratulations on Mighty Heart. Congratulations on Hackers. I hope I'm not the first person
Thank you very
today
much.
to say that to you. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you.
like this one.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you like
This
your
is
hair?
what I mean.
Brad?
Do you? Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I like my hair too.
Very cool. Get Brad's too then.
Well, he did in Johnny's way.